Check this knife out. I almost returned this knife because the other knife wouldn't work very well, and so this was in the package, and was about to return it, and then I said, you know what? Before I return it, let me give it a try. Um, I've never owned one of these before, but I saw this in a review where someone was talking about Christmas packages, and the Christmas packages are great. So I'm keeping those, and all the other folding knives I'm returning, except for this one. Um, I had to tighten up the pivot point because of the fact that it did have some blade play back and forth, and it has brass or copper or whatever washers on it. The other one had Teflon washers, and I took it apart and did everything, and it still would not flick. I'm not a thumb flipper, and so let's see if I can do it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, this is a great little knife. Um, I have knives that are $200 or $300. I have a knife coming in at $600, and this costs $5. And it cuts wood really good because the other knives I took out and I did some feather sticking with it, and was making like a spear point or a tent peg, and I've cut with about 6 or 7 of these Ozark knives, and then I sharpened some because what I did is I tapped them on a tin can, and so like this one, this is an awesome little knife. I tapped this on a tin can just to see what the C3 would do. Is it C3 or whatever? It's a very low grade metal. But if all you got to do with this thing is strop it with a belt, is what I used to strop with, and it brings back the sharpness. And I didn't even have to strop it, but I just automatically strop after I use a knife. And but this is not a surprise. This one is like I'm going to give to my little niece, so we can whittle and make spoons and maybe make a fire. This knife, I'm just completely surprised with this knife. It cut me already, right there. It's that sharp out of the box. These were sharp too, but you could feel the either it's a nick or a burr, but only one wasn't paper sharp. But all the other ones would cut paper right out of the box. And since I'm holding this camera with one hand, I can't cut paper with it. But everyone cuts paper with it, so with a knife, so that's pretty easy. The interesting thing was going outside and cutting with cutting a piece of wood, and then feather, especially this dude right here, this thing. And I don't know how to feather stick. Yesterday was the first time I feather sticked, and it was so easy. And so was the other ones that look like wood. I mean, it's not wood, but what's that? There you go. Stag, I meant to say. These things, I cannot believe. I put a little bit of tape right here so it doesn't scratch the knife. But this thing really, really cuts wood really well. So I'll give my niece a choice which one to carry. The the Mora-like ones, or if she wants to carry. She's only 8 years old, so she'll be happy to carry anything. And that way I can teach her about knife safety. But this thing is just, God, I wish I could show you with two hands. This is a long video, I'm sorry, but I was just so impressed with these things because I always walked away from these knives because I just didn't want to buy a cheap knife. And I saw one reviewer talking about the Christmas sales and the 3-packs. So I bought these, and I love the 3-packs. But I'm going to return. I bought like 3-packs, and I'm going to keep this one because this was the best. And the other ones I would have kept, but the sheaths were really not that good, and they were going to scratch the metal and everything like that. And I try to take care of my knives, even my inexpensive knives. And this, I'm going to tell you, the reason why I bought this knife is because I just bought a Randall, and my Randall is coming in next month. And it's a real deer horn, and that's the one that cost $600. And I was going to use it. I was going to, let it be a user. And I still might, but just, more for cutting wood, not batoning. But these are full tang, or rat tang, but still full. And all of these knives I tested with wood, and I'm chopping the wood too. And I didn't sharpen this one at all. So this is the original thing, and still cuts paper really well. And so I was chopping with this one too. And I just wanted to let people know that they may be inexpensive knives, but you can use them. I mean, especially if you're like me, who knew nothing about staghorn. And then you get to feel it, and you go, you know what, $5, okay. I'm gonna buy me staghorn knife because it feels really great. And then this one was the opposite. I have lots of nice knives, and this was an experiment. And the other one was assisted, and I only have one assisted knife, and that's my Kershaw Crow, and that was my first knife that I bought from Walmart 8 months ago. And 8 months later, I buy this thing for $5, and I just thought people had to see this. I'm just really impressed with because people. I mean, I was talking crap about this knife until a couple they're knife reviewers were talking about Ozark, and they were looking for the 3-packs, and they couldn't find any in their Walmart. So I went to my Walmart in San Diego and looked, and I found these, and I bought like $55 worth of knives, and I was going to keep all of them, but I'm only impressed with the 3-packs, but the sheaths let them down. And I'll show you the other knife. This is the knife I took apart, and I wanted to keep this, but watch this. And this is Teflon or nylon. Oops, nylon. It won't even flick open. So that's why I was about to return this knife without even opening it up. But I'm glad I opened it up. And this one I think I can. Oh, I took this apart, and even the washers, they were different sizes. And the washer was in the way of the lockup. So I cut it down, saying, you know what, I tried really hard to keep this knife because it looks beautiful, and it cuts really well because of that curve. It just wastes wood away. I mean, I was just, man, for user knife, and everyone else, to me, $7, $5 is a user knife. When you guys are talking about $50, that's an expensive knife to me. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Oops. It does go down. But the whole review started about this knife right here. Um, if there's any in your store, buy them. You'll have to tweak it because mine was a little loose, like I said, and as far as the going back and forth, and so I tightened up a little bit, but not so tight that and like if you just take the spring, watch this, it just falls. You see that? It fell. So that's how, and that's without blade play. So I'm surprised. I don't know where they got this knife from. You know, if it's from the same maker. Uh, yeah, I think it is because I can see some of the same cheap qualities. So it's from the same manufacturer in China. But it's not a Ganza for sure. But for $5, dude, this knife is great. All right, I'm gonna let you go. This thing is 100 years old video, so just wanted to let you check out this knife if anyone's still around. Ozark. Really good if you're picky and you go through the different knives. Their fixed blades are definitely good. If you're a sheath maker, then I would keep almost all of them because it's the sheaths that let them down. But if you're a person who doesn't mind stropping his knife every day after he's done using his knife, or you buy a cheap sharpener like this one, because I can't sharpen. Can't sharpen. So, look, that's not good at all. But, sorry. But, I had to sharpen this because there still is 2 dents from the can when I was chopping on top of the can to see the metal. And when I had a D2 Sativian, you couldn't even you couldn't feel the or maybe you could just barely feel it. And then I had a what is it, M390, and that one I whacked away at it on a spoon and a can just to test out the steel, and that I didn't even have to put a sharpen that at all. Okay, you guys have a blessed day. Just wanted to show you this little knife. It's $5. My first Kershaw that I bought was 40 something bucks, and I thought that was a good knife, but I kept it because it was my first knife, and it wasn't really it was a waiter knife because I was waiting for my other knives to come, so I went into Walmart and bought something. Okay, you guys have a blessed day. If anyone's watching this, I'll be surprised, but it is a good knife. I am very. Oh, the only thing I did to it, because it does. I just took one of my stones and just rubbed that down a little, because when you play with it a lot, it was getting it was hurting me a little bit. It's not sharp, but I rounded it off a little bit, and that's all I did to this knife. That's it. Oh, I lied. This right here, I rounded that off a little bit because that was hurting me too. That's it. So, God bless and have a great day.